No, I was listening to a podcast episode, and anytime they said pre-something, they were like, you can still get pregnant from that. You can still get pregnant from pre-episode. You can still get pregnant from whatever. And I was like, I died. It was a bit they've kept forever. I loved it.
I saw the most cringy post about that. And it was like, oh yeah, like pre-cum is so cute. Like, teehee, you're so wet, baby girl. I was like,
I can't believe you said that through the straight face. Welcome back
to another episode of Sometimes Ciabatta Slaps. I'm Mak.
I'm Jubes.
And today's episode is all about finding your why.
Yes, your who, what, when, where, why.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth W.
Fifth W. So many W's out here.
It's inspired off of Ladies and Tangents episode.
Mm-hmm.
Which they thought they coined the term or whatever that you were saying.
Yeah, I was like listening to the episode and they're like, yeah, like we were talking about like finding your why like with their partners, and then they were like, oh my gosh, like did we just come up with something? And then they Googled it and then they found this book and they were like, oh yeah, we didn't just think of that. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
yeah.
It spoke to Jubes. Jubes was listening to the episode and she's like, hey, can we do it? So
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I was very much thinking the same thing, like something along the same lines, because I need it right now.
Yeah, because we kind of like combined like find your why with like feeling overwhelmed, and so like I know Mac especially has been feeling incredibly overwhelmed recently, so I kind of thought this would be like an easy episode where we kind of just like talk about what our purpose is so that we can kind of like renew our will to live a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be kind of
gonna record our friendship therapy session.
Yeah, literally. It'll be a mental health check-in.
But before that, life updates. Just prep.
Yeah.
For the wedding. That's, I guess, next week now.
It should be end of this week. No, we've got one more.
Yeah.
What day is this coming out?
I have no idea. But
yeah, it's coming up close
to
for
the
sure.
Wedding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not my wedding. Friend's wedding.
Yeah, not my wedding either.
Just go into it.
Yeah.
Just a guest.
Yeah, no, it'll be good.
But
yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's like a wrap on like a year's worth of like anticipation.
Yeah, a lot of work and energy has definitely been put into it, so I'm really excited to see how it all comes together.
Yeah, definitely. And it's my best friend of 14 years. It's It's cute to see.
It's so exciting.
That
the groom just followed me back today. So at time of recording, I think I've known them for over a year. And then, about a year. And then
just over a year, because it would have been the cabin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
I was like, thank you
so much. Him at Halloween.
Yeah. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
She already got an invite to her wedding before she got a follow back.
So
their wedding.
I see where I stand.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So excited, but yeah, other than that, same thing. Hair's still red.
Hair's still red.
Still chugging along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look like
you handed in your resignation.
Oh, I guess, but that's not like,
coming up.
Yeah, that's not new. But
I don't think our followers know.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned that. Yeah, my leaving the coffee shop June 30th. And then on to the next adventure.
Yeah.
Taking a month to do a little bit of traveling and then just study for the final and wrap up my program.
No, that'll be good. A nice month to kind of just breathe.
Wait, just to tie ends, clean up, like do all the things I need to do.
Yeah.
And then I can take my final exam in August and I can be
done.
Finito with this program.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
It's been longer than expected.
Yeah.
But everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I can't have to practice what I preach.
Yep. It got you done just in time for the France job.
Yeah.
So
still have no updates on that. So
yeah.
Wait, I need to interview for that still.
We're just speaking like it's actually happened so that it does happen.
Exactement.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you?
I started watching Supernatural again.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really scary. But also it happened in 2005, so it's not that scary. But we're like the same age as the like Sam and Dean, like when they were filming and who they are in the show.
Oh my gosh.
It's so weird to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to like start it again.
I never got into Supernatural. I tried.
Yeah, same.
It didn't grab my attention.
I started it and I got like a few seasons in. I don't remember exactly where I ended, so I just started from season 1 again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I'm excited to see. Mostly I just love Dean. But yeah, so that's what's new in my life, mostly.
I have been watching Better Call Saul. Season 6 came out recently, and so I've been...
What's that show about? Because I've seen it all the time, and Saul's a biblical name, so I just don't know.
Well, yeah, the reason his name is Saul is because it's Saul Goodman is his full name.
Okay.
Meaning, like, it's all good, man. You know?
Oh.
Saul Goodman.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah. And so... But that was his... Anyways, yeah, it's a biblical reference, too. It's an off-branch of the Breaking Bad series.
Really?
Yeah, so there's Breaking Bad, and then there's Road to El Camino.
Yeah.
Which is, like... Breaking Bad's, like, the event.
Mm-hmm.
El Camino is the sequel, I guess, or the aftermath.
Okay.
And then Better Call Saul is, like, the intro to
like
Breaking Bad.
Prequel.
Prequel, yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of talks because Saul was the lawyer in Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
And so it kind of talks about like, or shows how he got into that position in the first place.
Right.
And it also brings in a lot of the other side characters that are part of like the criminals of that you see in Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But not much of like Walter and Jesse and everyone, but it's, yeah. And then El Camino is like Jesse focused, like after Walt died.
Yeah.
What did Jesse do?
Okay.
That's how they wrapped up that story.
Yeah.
But then they did Better Call Saul to kind of be like, how did the lawyer get into all of this?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's good. I got my parents into it.
That's fun.
Yeah. I've been suggesting it to them for like 2 years now.
That's so sweet.
They always ask, like, do you have any show suggestions? I'm like, yeah, Better Call Saul. And they like go like, and then they pick something else.
Yeah.
And so now they're finally into it. So.
Oh, that's good.
And then I've also been watching The Ultimatum.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that one at all?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I watched the first one. It's fine. It's couples.
Yeah.
This one they did was like exclusively lesbian couples.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I wanted to watch that one.
Adds a whole nother tier of drama.
Yeah, I bet.
So much estrogen going around.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, because I can't... Yeah. My monogamy runs too strong in me to be able to watch The Ultimatum. And like... Because when you watch TV shows, you like put yourselves in the shoes of the people in the TV show. So like I can't do that.
Oh, I
don't like it.
Insane.
It makes me so uncomfortable. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch that at all. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of estrogen.
Yeah.
So much estrogen.
Yeah,
like,
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
oh, okay.
Estrogen cesspool. It's really intriguing. A lot of tears.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
So many emotions.
That tracks.
So,
oh my goodness.
But it makes for it's very
good TV,
reality TV.
Yeah.
So
yeah, as it does.
Yeah.
Something else that's new. I'm deciding if I should cut curtain bangs or not, and you'll know by the next episode.
Yeah, I think you should give her.
I think I should give her 2. I think we'll do this after this episode.
There's no harm done.
I think might as well just do it, and then if I hate it, I hate it, and if I don't, great.
Exactly. Well, yeah, if you hate it, they'll grow out easy enough. Or you can hide them
I'm not
easy enough.
They're not baby bangs.
They're not dramatic.
Mac's probably tired of having this conversation because it's all I've talked about for the last week.
Yeah. It's been like 3 days of like,
should I do it?
I do
don't
it?
know.
And then same thing, should I do it? I'm like, yeah, give her.
Yeah. I'm like, no, not by myself. So we'll see.
Yeah. Right. So to get into it.
Yeah.
Finding your why.
Mm-hmm.
As we kind of mentioned, we wanted to do it because I've been a little bit overwhelmed. I feel like I need to regroup and refocus. And it's like, yeah, why am I doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
What is the purpose?
Yeah.
And it's just something good to kind of, just something that's good to do when you feel stagnant.
Yeah.
Or when you feel unsure or like you have a lack of purpose or drive.
Yeah.
Because I would say especially when you're single, but like not exclusively when you're single, you kind of ask that question like every day you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, why am I with this person?
Yeah. You have to choose them every day.
Yeah. But if you're single and like young and figuring out your life, who do you want to be? What do you want to do? Why do you want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
and even like sorry to interrupt you, but even like within the relationship, it's important to do it to be like, okay, like, oh, it feels stagnant. Okay, well, why? Like, yeah, like, why are we in this? But who do I want to be in this relationship?
Yeah.
What are things like, okay, I feel like I need to do something more for myself instead of like, I feel like they're doing a lot for themselves, but I'm not doing anything for myself. So it's kind of like,
yeah.
Just renews your.
Well, it just reminds you of why you're doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what's your purpose? What's the point?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very much so.
But I think it can be good, especially when you're trying to figure out your next steps, or if you're in a transitional phase, or because it's not like, oh, I'm going to work every day because I have kids I need to pay for.
Yeah.
I need to put food on the table. Like that's a why.
Yeah.
Right? That's the most straightforward why that are common across time.
Yeah.
I'm doing this so that I can feed my offspring to survive.
Exactly. But is it bringing joy and happiness and fulfillment to your life as well?
Yeah. But if you don't have that, then what do you have? Yeah. Well, like, why am I taking care of myself to live every day? Yeah. It's a dark sentence to say.
Yeah, and that's why it's important, right, to, like, find your why.
But practically, it's like, why am I doing this day in, day out? For what? Yeah. Right?
And so, that's, again, why it's important to find your why and to give you that motivation and purpose so that you continue to move on, especially, like, I've been feeling, especially with my life, of just like, oh, I'm just in a little bit of a limbo. Like, I don't really know, like, if I'm coming or going, what's going on. Yeah. And so just, like, being like, okay, like, this is what I like. This is what's important to me. How can I work towards those goals? Yeah. Has been very, very beneficial.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And so it just helps you kind of zoom out a little bit and remember why you're working so hard and what you hope to achieve with all this effort, especially if there's something like, if you know your why and you're working towards it, but you're like, I don't feel like I'm moving, like, I've been working so hard at this, when are things actually going to come into fruition? It just kind of helps you, like, remember. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So some people will search, like, for their whole life to find their why, and some people will never find it. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah. May the best man win. Okay.
Well, and some people don't even feel the need to know what their why is, which is bonkers to me. Yeah. But each their own. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
again, I think it comes if you're good with, like, the day in, day out, clock in, clock out, like, that's what we're meant to do, let's do it. Yeah. Then, it's going to be less philosophical for you. Yeah. I have this wicked desire to know everything in life and experience everything in life. Mm-hmm. Hence why I'm willing to try the ghost pepper hot sauce again, because I need to know how bad it is.
Yeah, the Reaper hot sauce. Yeah. Oh, so bad.
Oh, yeah, not ghost. Yeah, Carolina Reaper hot sauce. Yeah. Like, was it bad because I had 10 other hot sauces before it, or is it actually that bad?
Well, and I was talking with Mac and Alexa, because Alexa's like, you guys are cracked for wanting to try that again. I was like, it's like childbirth. I forgot all the pain. I've never had a child, but this is how I imagine it. I'm like, I forgot all the pain. I'm looking back in rose-colored glasses. Yeah. But yeah. A quote from the author, who we'll get into, like, how he coined this term, is that we're worth more than the work that we do. The work that we do is supposed to reflect who we are and what our worth is. Mm-hmm. And that basically just sums up, like, why it's important to find your why, because you're more, like, if you do what you love, then you never work a day in your life kind of thing. It's the same kind of, like, premise.
One way to counter it, like, for as many times as we do that, just like a tally board. We should just write down all of our most commonly used phrases and just add a tally every time we say it.
Every time we're like, okay, they've said that X amount of times. Take a shot every time we say something.
Yeah, something.
Something. No. I can't think of something that we always say.
Every time we say,
Yeah. Oh, jeez, we would kill a person. I would kill a person if you took a shot every time I said like. Rip you. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
So, I'll let you take this because you know more about the book.
Yeah, so Simon Sinek, he wrote this book, Find Your Why. It's kind of this, he wrote a book called Start With Why Before, and they kind of just talk about the importance of, like, finding your purpose, and kind of bring it into both their personal and professional lives. So, like, the Find With Why is more geared towards, like, career, why, I guess.
Yeah.
So like Start With Why is where he kind of goes into like the conceptual. It's a more conceptual book where it talks about the importance of finding your greater purpose, and then Finding Your Why, the book, guides you through the steps of actually like finding what it is. And yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he Start With Why talks more about like, what is he even talking about? What is why in this situation?
Yeah.
So yeah, and so that was the book that Ladies and Tangents came across, and they were like, oh shoot, okay. And so then they did like a little worksheet with it, but I didn't really want to do the worksheet, so yeah, I didn't include it.
Yeah, I was looking up like for this episode. There's a whole bunch of worksheets that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one's good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you guys.
Yeah,
if you really want to find your why, I think there actually is one from his book that you can print off that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
If I find it, maybe we'll link it. But it's just you just Google like Finding Your Why worksheet, and it.
So many things come up.
So many questions. And we'll talk about some questions that you can like ask yourself to kind of create your own worksheet at the end.
Yeah. And I was going to read the book. I have it ordered up from the library, but it just didn't come in enough time. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Is what it is.
Yep.
So something to note, we shouldn't confuse like what we do with what our why is.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to forget about our why when things are going well in life. But during times of uncertainty, it's good to fall back onto. It's like your foundation of, again, why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like,
because that's when you need it, right? Is when you kind of been like knocked back a peg and you're like, oh, this is actually difficult. Why do I care?
Yeah.
Right?
And so in his book, Simon phrases it in a good way. It's only when there's a roadblock or you're struggling when something that's not going your way is when you start thinking about why am I on the road I am in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what why means in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
It means before you get in the car, you actually have a sense of a destination.
Yeah, I like the way that he was like, it gives you a destination before you're even on the road to get there.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
So if there's construction along the way, you understand why you're doing these detours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you came to my house today.
Oh my God. Journey's neighborhood is next level construction right now. Like the whole second half of this neighborhood is being built right now.
Yep. And that includes the roads to get to my house.
Yeah.
Because there was one road we come on, there like a little bit of construction off the side. We're like, okay, fine. And they literally closed the main road, and now we have to drive through a different construction site to get here.
Yeah, but it's almost worse. It's not as direct.
Yeah.
Like, because the other one was on a main road. It's a straight shot.
Mm-hmm.
This one, now we have to go through the neighborhood that is currently being constructed.
Yeah, literally.
And you have to drive like...
They made that road a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked. I was like, can I even get out this way? Like, am I just trapped in my house?
Yeah.
And I was shocked that road was actually done.
Or you have to do like the long, convoluted, like backcountry way to get in.
Yeah. It's
like,
super fun.
You are driving on, like, there's an intersection with no intersection.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a stop sign, but it's just placed there.
Well,
but there was anything.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Yeah, anyway.
It just seems like a random stop sign in a field, and you're like, do I stop? Do these traffic laws count when everything's dust?
Well, because all the machinery doesn't drive on the road, so there's like a second road beside the road that all the machinery drives on, but the stop sign is like after that road, so like if there's someone coming, you either have to stop before that road or like in their path. And I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Regardless, my destination is Journey's house. Yeah. So going through this convoluted, dusty neighborhood, it makes sense, because otherwise I would U-turn my ass around and go home, because I'm like, there's no way.
Well, it was so funny because I think almost like the last time you were here, you're like, wow, the construction getting to your house is like next level, and then the universe was like, bet.
Yeah. You want to see next level?
Yeah.
I'll show you next level.
That's actually nothing.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So I think I will now be doing the back country roads to get to Journey's house to avoid the construction.
Just come all the way around. Yeah, you could go home that way, see where it gets you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know where it's gonna get me. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So Simon also points out in his book that there's no like winning life. You can't take your money with you when you die. So live a life that you can be proud of. I miss him a bit. Wow, holy cow. Take two.
It's not me today.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. So if we can understand what our why is and isn't, then we can focus on what the big picture is rather than the milestones that mark out the accomplishments. Mm-hmm. And this is something that I know that I've really like struggled with, especially right now, because I've done a lot of what I've dreamed of doing. I've had those ginormous achievements and exciting things. And so now I'm like, ooh, what next?
See, I've been having that question since I got back from my exchange.
Yeah, I've had that since I graduated university.
Because that was like my last like goal. And I'm like, okay, now what?
Yeah. Graduating university was my last, like, I'd planned my life until my graduation. And I hadn't thought of anything after that because I didn't know what it was going to be.
Well, because it's up in the air, right? Are you going to work in the field you just studied 4 years for? Or are you going to do something else? Are you going to be living here or there or where, right?
Yeah, and at the time that I planned it, like, I wasn't dating Bryce. So then I was like, I don't know what it's going to look like after university. Like, maybe I'll have this boyfriend. Maybe I'll be married. Like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it turns out I don't know either anymore. So I'm just kind of vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, I think I know what my purpose is, but I've got no idea how to even, like, begin to do it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's where looking inward and again, finding, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? And why, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, that was
yeah, you might need to repeat that. I didn't understand it.
Like, what are you doing and why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Is essentially where you have to find your why. Wow.
This is going to be such a redundant episode, but that's okay.
Excessive. Because, like, so yeah, when I finished university, I decided I did not want to be a therapist in the way that I knew therapists to be.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do research because that sucked my soul dry.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, great. I've done this thing. I've done all of what I wanted to do. And then COVID hit right when I graduated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now what?
Yeah.
Because before my idea was, I'm going to finish up my lease in the summer and work. And then I'm going to go and travel back to Europe in the fall.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Right. I was very open to staying in Europe and whatnot. But then when the world shut down and it became a headache to travel, like, yeah, it's possible I could have bucked up and done whatever I wanted to do to get there.
Yeah.
But to travel in the way that I wanted to, it wouldn't have been feasible during that time.
Not conducive during a pandemic.
No.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to get stuck in, like, the airports and have to get evicted from countries and do 4,500 tests just to end at, like, a random hotel somewhere in the world.
Yeah, and even, like, the 2-week quarantine where you cannot leave your hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to do any of that. And so I had okay, so now what moment then?
Yeah.
And at that point, my health was really bad. So I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on my health.
Yeah.
I'm going to start working out. And I did, because where I lived during the initial lockdown, it was so chill. We had no cases pretty much.
Oh, that's nice.
In our particular area. It picked up later on after everyone from the bigger cities started coming to visit the area.
Oh.
But because I lived in a quieter city, it was really chill.
Yeah.
And then I moved back to my parents' house.
Yeah.
Because save money.
Yeah, exactly.
Life is expensive. And if I don't have to pay rent, then
I don't want to.
Why would I?
Yeah, exactly.
I might as well take that money and save for whatever's next, because I don't know what's next.
Yep, that's fair.
And then, yeah, I just kind of continued this whole, like, chug along, like, workout, clean up, deal with burnout.
Yeah.
Because it was just exhausting, everything. Being so intense and high energy, I was just drained.
Yeah.
And then that really got me thinking about, well, if I can't travel, that's a big part of my identity gone. I don't look the way that I see myself.
Yeah.
So there's that part of my identity gone.
Yeah.
So what is my identity? What am I doing now?
Yeah.
And that's when I start to, like, look inward and try to figure out, what do I enjoy? And ultimately it was health and nutrition. I'm like, I really want to get into that world, that field, because that is where I am happiest. Well, what's that going to look like? Am I going to be a naturopathic doctor? Am I going to become a personal trainer? Am I going to do whatever? Yeah. I didn't want my psychology to go to, like, complete waste.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when I found the term nutritional psychology. And the problem with nutritional psychology is that it's an idea, not a field.
Yes.
So I can't go and get a master's in nutritional psychology because it's just not existent yet.
Right.
There's lots of like, there's an association for it now. Like people are just trying to get it.
Oh, nice.
And they're offering research articles, and you can like subscribe and be part of their library on gut brain connection. And so that's what I see myself doing.
Yeah.
Next, because I do want to become like a gut brain specialist, because that's where my joy is. Psychoneuroimmunology, like as we've talked about here.
Yeah.
But it's weird getting back into academics and only being interested in something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because it's not a tangible thing to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be this.
Yeah.
It's like, in my soul, I know I'm going to be that.
Yeah.
I could not tell anyone what the steps to get there are going to be.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm at the end of this program that I'm doing, like the nutrition program, and I am back in this kind of limbo up in the air, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I'm very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time like pinpointing why I'm doing what I'm doing. I like it. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But people ask me all the time, like, oh yeah, what are you going to do next? Like, what job? Do you have anything lined up? I'm like, no. And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because it's so hard, because it's like, okay, people only want like nutritionists with degrees. And it's like, okay, I don't have a degree yet. So like, is it even worth like applying for these jobs? So it's like, I have to finish school before I can even like start applying for jobs. Yeah. Which makes it tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just this weird, I don't know, limbo. And so this is where like, I guess, knowing the benefits of having purpose in life can come from. Like it helps you with that focus.
Yeah, definitely.
And right now, because I don't have that focus like locked down, like I have an idea of what I'm going to do and where I'm going to be. Mm-hmm. But I have no like bullseye right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm still waiting for that bullseye to kind of come out.
Yeah.
Before I can go headfirst into it.
Yeah.
But right now it's like, oh, I know I need to keep walking in the steps like down this path, but I can't find the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's like we said in the last episode, like we're driving down a foggy road. We don't know where our exit is.
Like, yeah. Like you can, you know, it's on the map and you can see where I'm going to go eventually. Mm-hmm. And everything around me is like affirming that.
Yeah.
But where is it?
Yeah. Where am I actually supposed to be?
Yeah.
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 But yeah. And so like, that's why like knowing your purpose, it just allows you to like live your life with more meaning, and it makes it easier to get out of bed and go to work when you know that like you're working on your purpose. Like even though it might not feel like it right now, it's like, okay, well I know I want to be like a nutritional psychologist. It's like, okay, so it's gonna make it easier to work on it than it is to be like, okay, I want to be a brain surgeon, you know? Mm-hmm. Like did that make sense? Was that coherent?
I was gonna say even a brain surgeon that was more straightforward, because you have to go to school to get this and you have to get this.
But if it's not your purpose, then it's going to be difficult, is what I was trying to say. Like your purpose to be a nutritional psychologist is going to be easier to work towards than a brain surgeon with your purpose still being nutritional psychology, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that like difference there was of why I chose the type of program I did versus a different type of program. Mm-hmm. Because it was the holistic nutrition side of things that really called to me. Yeah. Like spoke to my like my heart, like spoke to my soul.
Yeah.
The center of my chest, I felt like a pull. Mm-hmm. And there's so much criticism around that type of field because it's not an accredited university.
Yeah.
It's a school, but some people are like, so raw university, that's it, that's all, that's the only knowledge you can ever have. When it's what you apply yourself with. Like, I think there are so many people who go to university who are not any smarter coming out of it as they are going into it. It's what you use with the knowledge. Okay,
well, University of Alberta teaches basket weaving as an extra.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, yeah.
But there's a lot of criticism around the holistic field and with that, just because it's like woo-woo, whatever, but it's the gut brain that is now coming out in science as seen in the inflamed mind.
Yeah.
So it's like my interest is on the start of something that I think is going to be really big in 10 years.
Yeah.
But it's this weird, like, being interested in the front end of it all that really just you kind of have this blind faith that you're just gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're gonna drive yourself insane.
Yep, a little bit.
And so that on top of even podcasting, on top of trying to be a good friend, trying to be a good daughter, trying to do all these things for other people, I'm like, my plate's full. I'm ready to shut down and just go hibernate in the woods.
Yeah.
For like a month on my own.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, that's fair. That happens a lot.
Because it's gotten to the point where like, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And I just really need to like get that back into focus.
Yeah, the carrot, like you need that carrot to kind of be like, this is what's going on. This is why you're doing this. Yeah. Because it's kind of been lost a little bit.
Well, because prior to that, like everything that I wanted to do, I've achieved because I had that, like, there's no stopping me kind of drive. Wasn't distracted. Like, I knew I was going to finish my degree in 4 years. There was no doubt in my mind that was ever not going to be a case. Yeah. And I had a friend who said she was super proud of me for doing it in 4 years because none of her friends did it in 4 years. And for me, I was like, okay, thank you, but like it was never an option. Yeah. Like it was happening in like 4 years. Right? And like I was doing an exchange during my third year. And I only applied to one university. Yeah. And I got into said university. Yeah. Like I've just always had this like, I'm doing this, so it's gonna happen. And now have less drive where I'm like, I'm doing this. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it's gonna happen. Question mark? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm struggling with the most.
Yeah, there's kind of more players now than just like...
Yeah. Yeah. It's like not just a fork in the road. It's like, what's more than a fork?
I don't know.
There's like 45 paths in front of me. And I'm like...
there's just so many.
Which one?
It's a very multi-tonged fork.
Yeah. About 6 forks in front of me.
Yeah, literally. Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
It's a shark jaw. Maybe it's a knife, like a serrated knife with all the different like serrated.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. That's a bit of a stretch, but
yeah,
that works.
That works.
It's a hairbrush. It's a hairbrush. It's a comb.
It's a wide tooth comb.
That works. I like that. Oh my gosh. I was just trying to think of like how we can kind of remaster Robert Frost, like the path less traveled into like the comb less taken.
Oh my god. The comb less used.
The comb less used.
The curly girl forgot about it, but should definitely start using it again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
Her curls are suffering.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so back on to finding your why. I think that when you find your why, you kind of develop a better relationship with your higher self.
Yeah.
Because it just allows you to like really understand what like your deepest wants and wishes and like what you truly, truly want in life.
Yeah.
So you can kind of just be like, okay, I understand, and just kind of like vibe better with your higher self.
Well, it finds your purpose in many ways too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and one thing we did like as an activity before even starting the podcast, when we were just conceptualizing sometimes Ciabatta slaps, is because I'd been wanting to start a blog or something felt like so long, felt like a decade. Yeah. Before I actually was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so I had all these prompts, and that's what a lot of people said is to kind of build your foundation. And so part of building our foundation, we actually did write down our whys. Yeah. For the podcast and for not privacy reasons, but like we're gonna keep those to ourselves. Yeah. Because that is like they're
personal.
A personal desire of like what we're doing, why we're doing it. But we have them written down in a page, and on top of that we have things like a partnership agreement and just different things that we just wanted to have like to come back onto.
Yeah.
As we do this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just to kind of give us a direction, kind of like make sure we're doing this for the right reasons and like we're aligned in our reasons as well. Because if you're not aligned with the message you want to spread in this case, then it's going to make it really difficult for the party who isn't aligned with that.
Yeah. And if it's like too scattered, if you're like, oh yeah, we're doing wellness, but then actually we're going to do this random serial killer here and we're going to do whatever. If we wanted our brand to be scattered, it would be scattered. But like when you're really trying to narrow in on what you want to do, what you want to achieve, having these kind of like clear visions lined up prior to starting. Yeah. It's like is your oil changed? Is your gas full? How are your tires before doing a road trip?
Yeah, or even just like coming up with a business plan to present to the bank to get a loan.
Yeah.
Like we kind of treated it the same way as like, okay, like if this is going to be our business, what is it going to look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do we want it to sound? And how do we want it, because we're so focused on trying to do our best quality, like right from the jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Putting our best foot forward.
But as everything, we look back on our first episodes.
There's a learning curve, and like we'll always be learning.
Yeah.
With it, like there'll always be something where like, oh, we could tweak that. Oh, we could do this. Oh, we can do that or whatever. So
yeah,
especially with set changes.
Yeah. Yeah. And going in with like a set concept of like who we are, what are we doing, why are we doing it? Mm-hmm. Just helps you keep going.
Yeah. Well, even like because we're trying to like figure out like to do another photo shoot like we did for our like first one. Yeah. I just said like 5 times there. So I'm struggling with figuring out what our image is because I can't find something that's more us than our first photo shoot. I'm like, this was just so it that I'm like, I can't find more. So unless we like recreate that somehow, I'm trying to look at Pinterest and stuff, being like, oh, what are some fun ideas? Yeah, but all I want to do is just look at the photos that we already took because they were so good. Yeah. But we want to just update them a little bit because we've kind of used a lot of them.
We're almost out of gear, so. But
right, that's just beside the fact.
That's all behind the scenes stuff that's irrelevant to the topic. But if it does help you with us, like if our story is something that's interesting to you, then like just know that there is that pre-work before we even started, because we launched in September. We started planning in April.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Like talking about an idea like prior to that, but like actually actively planning. Yeah. I think was April.
Yeah.
And
yeah, well, I think April that's when we started just kind of being like, because it was January, I think, where we were offered to start a couple coffee shops. And then from that was a wild couple months there. Oh my gosh, we had to do a lot of thinking.
Yeah, because I got offered by someone separate, and then Journey got offered.
We got offered one together, kind of.
And 2. Yeah. We had 3 coffee shop offers at the same time.
And so it was kind of like, okay, we obviously work really well together, and people are recognizing that. Yeah. And so it's like, but is that something that we want to do? Is that our purpose?
And at the time, like my individual offer, they wanted to do more like a bakery, and I just was not interested in running a bakery. It's like not where my passion.
It didn't fit.
It doesn't align with anything about what I'm interested in. They're like, oh yeah, like a Cobb's. And I was like, I don't want to be a Cobb's.
Yeah, right? I want to do something else. Yeah. Yeah. So we kind of had to like take a look at like, is this something that, are we willing to put in the amount of work that would be required to do this? Is it going to return enough personal achievement and fulfillment? Yeah. And we both kind of decided, no, not a chance.
Well, because a big thing for me was...
We're not right now.
Well, the big thing for me was the unknown. And that I'm not tied down to where we live currently.
Yeah, that's true.
I want something that's a little bit more mobile. And plus the restaurant industry sucks right now. So to find like employees, to keep good employees, it just sucks.
Yeah, there's so much effort.
And so after seeing the behind the scenes work, it was really easy for me to say, no, I don't want to do this. Yeah. I think we could make something be successful.
Oh, 100%.
But I don't know if I care to put the work in.
And that's not your purpose then. Yeah, right? Exactly. Like that's not. Yeah. And like even with the podcast, like we kind of like, where I was going with this is that we started talking about that in January, and then we were like, okay, we like working together, okay, we work well together, like what else can we do? Then we came across a serial killer book, and we kind of started talking about that around April. And then you were also like, oh, I'd like to start a podcast. Yeah. And then I was like, I'd start a podcast with you, I know how to do that. Yeah. And then from there, we kind of just like snowballed into what.
Yeah. It was by the end of April that I was already telling someone that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start a podcast with a friend. Yeah. And so it was like beginning of April, I think, when we made that final like, let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. And then we kind of sat on it and like talked about it a little bit. But then by like June and July, we were like coming up with our branding fonts and doing our photos. We took our photos July third.
Yeah, because you're on your way back from the cabin. And yeah, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, we both kind of decided that this was the level of effort that we were willing to put in to something that we felt passionate about.
Yeah. Well, it's a hobby, but it gives us a purpose to hang out and chat. And it's also very therapeutic. And I like having a community. I like what we've built so far.
And I feel like it serves my personal purpose very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have your interests too, right?
Yeah.
Like you have your forensics, I have my nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nutrition leaches into here more than forensics does. But it's all, I think it's filling both of our cups.
Well, yeah, definitely. And like my purpose, I think, is like, it sounds terrible of like serving and like teaching.
Yeah.
I feel very called to that. I do not want to be a teacher.
Which is in the traditional teacher sense. But you will be a teacher.
But I enjoy like teaching and learning and sharing and growing and like looking after people and like making sure, oh, like you have this and this and this, like, oh, what can I do for you? Kind of was what I mean in like the serving sense, or like, oh, okay, like, oh, you haven't eaten dinner yet. Okay, come over. Like I have something I've made extra or whatever. Like that's kind of
you have a very nurturing
my purpose as. And so then it's like I can see that with what I went to school for as well. Very much so.
Yeah.
And even with this podcast, so much so is just teaching and sharing and learning with so many other people.
Yeah.
That, it definitely fills my cup for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so benefits of having purpose in your life. I feel like we've kind of touched on all of them, but we'll kind of go over them again. So the first one is that it helps you stay focused. And so when you know your purpose, it's easier to focus on where you are going, what matters most in your life, and what decisions are aligned with your goal.
Yeah. So it makes you committed and passionate about your goals. Again, just gives you that target to go for. And so you can just, the steps, what you need to do. And if something comes up in the way, then you know how to get around it.
Yeah, exactly. And so it also gives you then clarity, right? So you can clearly see what it is that you want to be doing. So with that commitment and the passion and the focus, you know what to work for.
One thing we haven't touched on yet is it makes life fun because when you live with purpose, you're able to enjoy the little things more.
Yeah.
I would say.
100%.
Because you're not so focused on the what ifs. You can be more present.
Yeah. That's one thing that I like about our podcast, especially because I'll be like, oh, like I don't really want to edit, like, oh, it feels like a lot of work, but I'll be like 30 minutes into the video dying of laughter. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. It just raises my vibration so much. Like even before you came over to record, I was editing a video and I was giggling, like I was laughing so hard. I was like, this is amazing.
So if you're able to have fun doing your hobby, like that's the best.
So I'm either vain or
no, but like our feedback that we've gotten like mostly is that we're easy to listen to and they love how we like interact with each other and how it's just fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the amount of times we get messages saying, oh my gosh, this was hilarious, I was laughing with you, like
it's so often nice. And even just like it's nice to just like I like the way you guys interact with each other. That's a big one that we've gotten too, is like the conversation just flows, which is so nice. And so lastly, it also helps you develop trust. You see all your actions with a clear intention that allow you to get results, so that you know your hard work, your focus, the decisions you've made are going to pay off, and they're not just from luck or fortune. So it kind of eases imposter syndrome, and it allows you to kind of develop a higher like level of self-confidence as well, because you can just trust that like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to do, so I will do it. Yeah. Which is, incredible.
Definitely. So when it comes to discovering what your why is, it doesn't have to be some big altruistic thing. It just needs to be 100% honest and true to yourself. Yeah. And so some questions that can assist in helping your why, this is referenced from Forbes, and in their article they reference Tom Hale. I don't know who he is. Take that as you will.
There's a bunch of people named Tom Hale. I tried to Google him, and like 3 different people came up, but I didn't know if they were the same person or not.
So, and there's a Forbes article about finding your why, and I think it's titled "The 4 Questions to Finding Your Purpose," or something along those lines. So the first question is, what makes you come alive? What are your innate strengths? Where do you add the greatest value? And how will you measure your life? Yeah. All right. Essentially, what makes you happy? What have you just been good at your whole life? And with the touching on the value question, it's not like you have to think about who am I valuing? Yeah. Every single thing you do. Yeah. But for a good example, I could be an electrician. Yeah. I wouldn't be a good electrician. I'm not passionate about it.
Exactly. Because you can do a lot of things, but those things might not add value into your life as it is.
Talking into a microphone with a camera in front of me.
Yeah. Turns out something we've been doing since forever.
Yeah. Apparently my innate strength is blabbing on to everyone and anyone, but no. But like one thing that I've had to actually reflect on quite a bit is that I keep coming back to food. I keep saying no to the food industry and it keeps coming back to me. Yeah. And so when all these offers were coming in about the coffee shop, it really made me think like, should I be working with food? Because that's been a consistent thing my entire life. Yeah. And I've kind of come to this term that like, I will be working with food, but not in the way of like a restaurant. Yeah. Like a traditional way of food. Yeah. But I'm going to make food knowledge accessible, and I'm going to offer probably cooking classes and working with wellness retreat centers and just surrounding myself with food. It will be a big part of who I am without being my sole career.
Yeah, but that's like the whole like nutrition side of it, right? Like even when I was one of your case studies, like you gave me back like a breakdown of like a meal plan where like eat these foods because they give you these nutrients, eat this or whatever. So like there's that too.
Yeah. So I'm still working with food, and I'm recipe planning, and I love looking at recipes and being like, oh, that looks good. That tastes good. And it has XYZ, which Journey needs for this thing. Like it's using food as fuel rather than as indulgence or a treat. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love to indulge. Yeah. I love me a good, like quality food is my shit. I love food, but I like offering something more than just a tasty experience. Yeah. If it can be tasty and nutrient filled. Yeah. Tasty and nutritious. Yeah. That's what I would prefer to do. Yeah. So,
I was going to add something to that. It was really good too. Mac is incredibly skilled at just inventing recipes. Like, we'll be making soup at the coffee shop, and she's like, oh yeah, I just did this and this and this. I was like, oh, like, what recipe did you do? She's like, I just kind of winged it. And I was like, excuse me? You just knew that that's just what you're supposed to do? Like, you didn't, it's actually incredible.
Well, because it's been an innate strength for me. Like, it's just been something that's been practiced my entire life. My grandpa owned a restaurant. Yeah. I quite literally grew up running around a restaurant. Yeah. Kids weren't allowed in the bar. Guess this kid was. Yeah. This kid went to the bar, grabbed herself some popcorn, went back to a booth and sat and played and read and did whatever. Yeah. And it's funny because my parents, they know how to cook, but they're not big cooks. Yeah. But whenever they would cook, it was good. We'd be very hands-on. Like I remember making cookies with my dad on Sundays and like things like that. Yeah. My grandma was really good at cooking. But then it just came easy to me as I got older. Like I was making my own lunches by probably 3rd or 4th grade. Yeah. Yeah, I was just doing my own thing. Yeah. By junior high, I was winning like cooking awards and different things like that. Yeah. Also sewing. I won the sewing award in 7th grade.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at sewing. But I was very good at that.
But I just always fell into these kind of home ec type things. And then when high school came out, I was like, oh yeah, I want to be a chef. And it wasn't until my grade 12 year of high school, I'd been working as a cook for, I guess almost 3 years at that point, 2 and a bit. And I was like, I hate this industry. I do not want to work in this industry for the rest of my life because everyone's miserable. And I'm like, I can't do it. Yeah. And so I would love to be like, I want to write a book one day. And so if it was a food related book,
yeah,
that'd be great. But it would have to be like information based plus like quality meals. Like,
yeah,
here's your gut health and you can eat really good food and make it taste really good without the pounds of lard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
You're putting in XYZ.
Yeah.
You know, or the challenge now, my mom's gluten free. And so the challenge of making everything gluten free for her and trying to make it taste good.
Yeah.
Like, I love that challenge. And that's where just knowing things about food and how they interact.
Yeah.
Like is very much what I'm into. And one of my favorite YouTubers, she actually has a cooking app. And I could see myself doing something along those lines.
That's really cool.
Like something interactive, subscription based.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it would look like because I want it to offer something different. I don't want to copy someone's idea, but I want to make it my own.
Yeah.
Adopt the idea and the concept and figure out how I can make it Mac Joy. So.
Oh, that's sick. I just pictured your app. It was really beautiful.
and so that's what I mean. Like I have a sense of direction, but it's the what stepping stone is next.
Yeah.
That is still very unknown to me. And so.
Yeah.
It's been making every day a little bit hard.
Yay, we love that.
Yeah.
I guess this kind of also acts as like our 3-month check-in, our quarter year or half a year check-in.
Yeah, I guess we can.
Yeah.
So then I'll be making a post on our Instagram, but we've achieved quite a few of our goals that we had set out in December, which I'm. Yeah. So for our goals for the year, we had 9 and we've checked off sometimes Joa slaps. We had 9 and we've checked off 4 out of 9.
Sick.
Which is good. And we're very close to checking off 5. Because we have made some money from affiliate links. However, not enough for me to be like, oh yeah, we've monetized.
It's not like consistent yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we've hit our 50 YouTube subscribers. We've actually excelled on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, our YouTube is popping off right now. It's amazing.
So if you're watching us, thank you so much.
Yay.
We love the support. We have maintained our 1 release a week schedule, minus the first week of January. We're not gonna.
Yeah, we needed that break.
It's whatever. Interact with listeners. You guys have been phenomenal. We love you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
For everyone who sends something in and likes, shares. We appreciate you big time.
Yeah.
And then we have a studio space now. Like
Yay!
A proper studio space.
Yeah.
Which came up really quickly from when we made the goal.
Yeah.
I think we made the goal and it was like 2 weeks later.
I was like, I'm moving. We get a room.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really good.
No, it's so sweet.
As far as like my personal goals, from what I have right now is I have 3 checked off. I could give or take 5 checked off.
Yeah.
Like finish coursework by summer. I'm approaching that.
Yeah,
so
that's sweet.
It's hard for me to like check it off now until it's like actually done.
Yeah.
And practice mindful eating. Like I have been doing that.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I just don't have it checked off on my personal thing.
Do you have mine as well?
For you, it says you only have 2 out of your list. But I also haven't talked.
Oh, I didn't know you had them on Canva.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you check off got a push up?
Here it is. Yeah. Got it. So that's what I was missing. So Journey has recently done a push up.
Yay.
And that was another one of mine that I had checked off.
Yeah.
We're still in the same money from podcast. Have you developed healthy eating habits? Would you say enough to check it off?
No.
Okay.
But I'm getting really close. I've gotten right now. I downloaded a calorie tracker app so that I can kind of start like putting numbers to like what I'm eating. It doesn't work for everyone. It's working for me really well of just knowing that, oh, I actually do need to eat more. I am not feeling my body enough. Like, yeah. So that's been really helpful. Yeah. And now I just need to start working, putting healthy foods into your body instead of just like eating a snack whenever you need it kind of thing. Yeah. But progress.
How do you feel about your fupa?
I'm going to the gym more. It changes every day.
Okay. Not quite a check mark, but
we're getting closer. Yeah. Cause I'm trying to be more consistent going to the gym and working out, and I feel like that's helping. I don't know if it's helping me it's obviously helping me physically, but it's also helping me mentally of not of just seeing my body a different way.
That's fair.
Which is nice.
How are your pull-ups?
Weak. we cannot check that off yet.
Yeah. Me neither.
Progress, but not completion.
Water? You just have to drink more. So whatever you consider more is.
I've been doing, I don't know, like it's hit or miss. Like some weeks are really good, some weeks are really bad.
Yeah.
So I don't feel quite confident. I'm really close.
Yeah.
With that one for sure.
How are your boundaries?
Weak.
Okay. You're communicating your feelings better though.
I am, yes.
Worth a check mark?
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm really close.
Health anxiety?
This is so bad.
Okay. Yeah. And you haven't done any hikes?
Nope, but I'm gonna, so that's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your list is longer, but you have 3 things checked off.
Yeah, I've got 3, and I'm really close on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yay. Look at us go.
Yeah. That's what we got, and that's just our short little check-in, but YouTube has been our bestie.
Insane. It's so good.
So, very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
But that is finding your why. So, it was more of a story time with Mak and Jubes, but hopefully it gave you some insight and you're able to put yourself in our shoes and figure out what your why is if you're struggling with it.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any questions or want any like clarification or anything, like please feel free to reach out. I would love to talk more about this as well with some people, just because I find the topic really interesting.
Or if you're someone who has no need for that.
Yeah. Let us know what that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just coming from a place of like fear that you don't have a why, so you're using it as like, oh, I don't need to find my why?
Or you just overall
or do you just actually it doesn't matter to you?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So for our segment today, we're doing Mad Libs again.
That was so funny last time.
So good. Okay. So there's Bats Are So Cool, trick-or-treating on Halloween, going to the doctor, visiting China, a trip to the store, cellular phones, next door neighbors, a concert review, It's About Time, Look It Up, A Good Night's Sleep, What's in a Name, Instructions for the Babysitter, The Oscars, Nursery Rhymes. My name is...
There's so many.
There's so many. I'm just about done though. Instructions for Nursery Rhymes. My name is Joe. Take me out to the ball game. Going out for dinner. Going to the movies. My first day of school. Flying to Australia. Birthday party fun. Beach day. How to do laundry.
Oh my god. I think I just picked up the bathtub or the What's in a Name.
What's in a Name?
Was that one of them?
Yeah. Oh, what's the bathtub one?
I think it's the first one or something.
Oh, bats.
Oh, bats.
Oh, that's good. All right.
I'm a visual person.
What's in a name? All right. Okay, plural noun.
Plural noun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I don't know. Computers.
Computers. Okay, noun. To me, person, place, or thing. I'm gonna do lake. Because that's a place or a thing or whatever. Part of the body.
Arm. The most basic thing I could have said.
Adverb, which is describing a verb, which is an action. See, I'm learning.
Journey did like 45 Mad Libs with my niece during my birthday weekend.
It was a learning experience for the both of us. Describing an action. So like running fast. Would fast be an adverb?
Quickly.
More
so, yeah, something like that.
Quickly works. So yeah, I'm still not there yet, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, noun for you.
Journey.
Adjective for me. Bountiful.
Sure.
It's to look to you for
confirmation.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, this says adjective noun.
Oh, like describing a noun or
it just says adjective noun. I don't know.
Weird. Okay.
This probably isn't the best site, but hey, whatever.
Because adjective is just describing a noun.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems redundant to put noun at the end of it.
Yeah. An adjective that's a person, place, or thing.
Oh my, okay.
I guess you could do like tall boy, short girl.
Okay.
Fat cat, pretty mama. You know?
Pretty mama.
Those were just, that just came out.
That's it. Pretty mama.
Pretty mama. All right. A noun for me. Ostrich. A noun for you?
Book.
Book. Noun for me. Interface.
That's gonna be a random one.
Noun for you.
Oh my gosh, so many nouns.
Yes.
Coffee.
Coffee. All right. Go mad.
Oh god, this sounds...
Oh, what's in a name? Oh, because it's William Shakespeare.
Oh!
This is gonna be good.
Uh-oh.
All right. William Shakespeare is regarded by scholars and computers alike as the greatest playwright and lake ever to put pen to. Although he wrote in his native arm, Shakespeare has been translated into 12 different plays, and poems are quickly read and performed everywhere in the world. Hamlet's soliloquy, which begins, "To be or not to be, that is the journey."
That works.
That works.
It's a good thing you have a very philosophical name.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Has been delivered on stage by more bountiful actors than any other pretty mama ever written. Among Shakespeare's greatest plays are Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, The Ostrich of Venice, King, and Midsummer Night's Book. And The Taming of the Interface.
Those interfaces are next level.
Oh, they'll get ya. We could go on, but we must leave. As Romeo said to Juliet, parting is such coffee sorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness gracious. What's in a name?
I still think our first one was the funnier. But...
I don't think we can ever top that. This one just feels shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's so good. Okay, I'll see if I can find another like Mad Lib site for the next one that we do.
It's fun.
So good. Well, yeah.
Thanks for checking in.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. This has been Finding Your Why.
Plus Mad Libs.
Plus Mad Libs.
And
our life story.
And halfway check-in.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little bit of Monica in my life.
Oh my goodness.
A little bit of Rita by my side.
We love Mama number 5.
Alrighty. If you like what we're doing, or if you just like us, give us a like. Very appreciated. It helps us out.
Mm-hmm.
We love you for it.
Keeps us relevant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, on socials, I am MacJoy.
I'm Mak Jubes.
We are Sometimes Ciabatta Slaps on all podcast streaming platforms, YouTube, if you are watching here.
Mm-hmm.
Our website is sometimesciabattaslaps.com. And that's where you can find all the links to our episodes, our book club, reviews of our book club, links to the books, and our affiliate links.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find us at Sometimes Ciabatta Slaps on Instagram and TikTok. We post random things on TikTok, and we post a lot of our life updates on Instagram. So if you are interested in just kind of following behind the scenes stuff, editing, fun life events, etc., you can find us there.
Yeah.
And I think that is all.
That's pretty much it.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you later.
That's all for now.
Bye.